Hi, I'm back. I wanted to talk to you about ideas. I love ideas, right? And sometimes we get so many that we don't know which one to go first with. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. We did some of that yesterday with Vanessa. Um, but I want to give you some tips or strategy on how you can launch quickly your ideas. You can test them and see if that's something that really what you had in mind. Okay, but before I want to play this short video for you. And the reason why I played that video, that was one of my ideas. That's what I organized and hosted this event. That's still, you still had 2 more days coming of so many nuggets that can help you launch your ideas. How many times have you stopped yourself from doing that? And I'm not saying putting a shop like this. It might be something as simple of, I don't know, creating creating a product, put on retail, starting a retail store, or a flower shop, or and usually like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I have this idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. Um, I don't know if it's worth it. And you let all these naysayers get on the way because everybody's afraid. And sometimes they're a little jealous that you have an idea and you dare to try, you know. And even in your lunch, sometimes you get more ideas and you don't know, and you get stuck, right? You get a little stuck because you don't know which one to go first, which one to go for first, or how to make sure it fits what your idea is. And you can watch the presentations that talk about how to get brand clarity. And when we talk about brand, we're not only talking about business, right? We're talking about ideas, we're talking about your own personal brand. So a business can be just you. Most of the time it's just you, right? So look at it in this perspective that clarity is key. Clarity on how you're going to get your ideas launched. What is the best market for it? Who's your customer? Because somebody has to buy the idea. You have to make it viable. Somebody decided to make a pesto. There was a market for it. What that took? A stone, a little painting, put it in a little box or presentation, and just launch it. They even did a manual. They did a short video explaining how to use your pesto. The benefit of it, it will never die on you. You know how many times you say no to a child, you're gonna have this pet because it's expensive, it's going to die, and then you're going to have a crying child in your hands. But now you had a pet stone that you can get in and you can tell them sit. It will sit forever. Oh, you know, and it will never die. How many people sign up for that idea? How many other ideas in the world that Thank you, Thomas. That you never know where they're going to take you unless you try. You know, you can test it. There's a different ways to test your ideas. You can do a survey. You can ask your friends and family. I would encourage you to ask other people that besides your friends and family. Expand your network. Have you ever been in a plane and you had a stranger, you have a conversation with them, and it's some of the best conversation that you ever had? They don't have any bias because they don't know you. So you can run your ideas by them and see what they say. You can do that with other circle of entrepreneurs or social networks and just talk. There's no such thing as a crazy idea. There's no such thing as a little, a small, or big idea. Everything can be scaled up or down. I prefer big ideas. I have lots of that, but it's all about the attitude and it's all about the mindset. I always say create a habit of not only brainstorming ideas but actually of success. They don't have to be big. It can be small. It can be milestone, uh, goal achievement, or whatever. But that's going to build the confidence that you need to go for that big, hairy idea. Okay, break down your idea into little pieces if you have to, and build the confidence for the whole vision. It's easier than you think. So the only thing that's stopping you is your fear. We don't want to be that person that see your ideas walk past. I had some of those. I confess. I wish I would have tested that, and I see it walking by, and like, maybe I should have tried. And maybe I didn't have the moment. It wasn't the moment. I did so, or I didn't have the money. But really, it was. I didn't have the will. I didn't give myself permission to test it. So I encourage you to do that. One technique, one technique that really helps. Let's talk about techniques now, right? One technique that really helps because maybe you had too many ideas, and that's good. I think you should brainstorm. You never hear that term. Brainstorming is when it's as easy as grabbing a pen and pencil, or pencil and a piece of paper, and just write down everything. It's as simple as getting a pad of sticky notes, getting a board like that, and writing an idea in every single sticky note, and you just put it there. The while, the better. It's not time to judge yourself. It's not time to, oh, this is not going to work. No, no, no. It's time to brainstorm. It's a good exercise to practice as many times as you want to. It's actually a technique that's used by big corporations. By It's a technique used by writers and entrepreneurs because what that allow is the flow of ideas. And sometimes we need to have the space for that big idea, the one that really matters. And when we let the ideas flow, we make a space for creativity. So write them down. That's the process. However long it take you. I would recommend at least 10 minutes, every day, or 30 minutes to do that. You can do it by yourself or you can do it in a group. And then you write it down a sticky note and a whole bunch of sticky notes. I will see where they align. How many of those ideas are similar or they can be put together? So you organize them. And maybe you had 20 ideas, but when you organize them, it really was pieces. It was the pieces of the puzzle. And you can put it together and narrow down to 3 or 5 ideas. Then you see which one is the one that costs you the less resources, money, people, items that you need to make it happen. Which one is the quickest to launch? And go with that one. Because once again, you're going to build that habit of succeeding at your ideas. And it's something, it's you get that satisfaction that it happened. You don't have to be perfect. I guarantee you it's never going to be perfect. You know, there's always obstacles in the way. There's always little hills that you have to overcome. But that's half of the fun. Keep it fun, like Tomasa say. You know, enjoy exploring your ideas. They might change. Don't get into a fit because it didn't work. Maybe you needed something else. Maybe you needed somebody else. Remember those sticky notes I keep telling you to use? Let me make it simple. They were actually sitting in inside a desk for 5 years. Somebody had the idea and they could do nothing with it for 5 years until somebody else came with the glue to make it work. They built the glue for something else. They had the glue, right? It was created for a totally different purpose, right? Somebody came with the glue, somebody came with the post-it, the little piece of papers. They put it together, and now we got the post-it. One of the items that we use every day. And it took 5 years. 5 years to get it out of the ground. One of the most successful products of all time. Because it was missing one little thing. That's why you need to figure out. That's why you have to test your ideas. And that's why you don't have to get frustrated when you hit those roadblocks. Because that means that's the time to analyze your ideas and see what's missing. Or see what do you need to add. Doesn't mean it didn't work. It just means you need a little bit more time. If it's important enough, you will try. So I really encourage you to do that. You have any questions? Let me know. And I'm more than happy to answer them. And I'm going to show you a little video about another of my ideas. The reason why I show you that is to show you the value of transformation. I started with one umbrella, a heart-shaped umbrella, those hearts in the background, a class project that turned it into a real company. because I wanted to test my ideas. I tested. I started retail right from school, and I keep growing until I added this. I added my TV show, and you just keep growing and scaling. Because in the process, from the moment I started to now, I've been getting clarity. I've been pursuing and adding more ideas with the same goal, the same goal that I started in the beginning. It was to give hope to people, the people that need it, especially veterans. And there's multiple ways to do that, and that's okay, because that's why I have an overarching umbrella. That's what it means. There's multiple ways that you can apply your ideas, and it's still your idea, and you can add to it. You can just make it simple. I'm a complicated person. I don't like simple, but you have the power in you. You have the power in you to transform it and to build and add every single day. So what is that idea that you have in your mind, that you have in the back of your mind, and you know is there, it's nagging you, and you just don't know how to get out of the branch? Sometimes you just need a little bit of clarity. You just need to talk to somebody and see what the big vision is and what is the most appropriate market to get it off the ground. I can keep showing you more ideas I had along the way. But at the end of the day, it's about you and your ideas. And that's part of creativity that can take you very far. So start by brainstorming. And second that by organizing your ideas. And third, keep assessing and keep, every time you hit a challenge, assess what's going on. Maybe that's the moment that you need a little bit more clarity and you can scale that idea. See what is the ingredient that you need. Another person, another way. How many times can you pursue one idea? You can write about it. You can create a podcast. You can create a TV show. You can do a retail, whatever it is. There's multiple ways that you can repurpose an idea or you can find an application for that idea. Who's stopping you? Anyway, we'll be back really soon with more pieces of the puzzle. We will have Donna Dawson join us later. And we're going to have Yang McNeil with the ingredient of success. So stay tuned and looking forward to hear about you and your ideas.